So this is Valentine's weekend. Normally everybody would be busy buying flowers, booking restaurants, trying to find things that they can use to express their love to their beloved. You see, if we love someone, we do things to show that we love them. We do things for them. The outworking of God's love for us is shown in His grace towards us. Let me say that again. The outworking of God's love for us is shown in His grace towards us. His heart of love leads to His acts of grace. Grace is sometimes described in this clever way: gifts received at Christ's expense. And grace is such an important word for Paul. Grace is one of the central words in the whole of these verses, the whole of Ephesians. For Paul, salvation, being holy, blessed, chosen, adopted, redeemed, forgiven, all of these things that we're thinking about, these are all about grace and made possible because of grace. It is by grace that we have all these things. For Paul, his personal experience of salvation is all about grace and because of grace. He was that man with a religious heart full of legalism and anger. He was opposed to Jesus and persecuting the church. But God in His grace revealed Jesus to him. And Jesus comes and offers forgiveness and a new beginning and includes him in the work of spreading the gospel to the Gentiles. Grace in Paul's life. Being in Christ is all about grace. It is by grace we are saved. We are utterly dependent on God's grace for everything. Think for a minute about the language that Paul uses, the incredibly exuberant language that he uses to describe grace. He says that grace is freely bestowed, that it's lavished on us, that it's multiplied to us, that it's given in overflowing measure. Maybe this image will help you see how Paul understands grace. In Christ we have received grace. We have been graced. Grace comes to us from God, not merely as a steady, dripping tap, not even as a slow, constant stream, not even as a fast-flowing tap. For Paul, grace is a great deluge of love that is poured out, overflowing from the heart of God into our lives continually. In Christ I have the riches of His grace that He lavished on me. In Christ I am graced.